Number 7. Home Sweet Home. This scary video might just make you think twice about spending the night alone at stupid o'clock. After months of getting the heebie-jeebies in his own home, this guy couldn't shake the feeling that something was seriously off. He'd been catching twisted shadows out of the corner of his eye, but one terrifying night finally pushed him over the edge. Desperate for a break, he fled to a hotel for a few days, hoping the distance would calm his nerves. But when he returned, he came back with a plan. Phone on one hand, spare pants on the other, ready to catch that shadow bastard who didn't even offer to pay the rent.
I'm fully invested. Let's go and see a shadow bastard. Come with me. Come on, let's go.
He thought capturing the footage would settle things once and for all. Maybe even prove that it was all in his head. But that very footage was the thing that sent him spiraling. And it all started in the kitchen.
Okay, I'm back home. It's been about 3 days. I just got back from my hotel room, and I've still been witnessing uneasy feeling in here. It's the only way I can describe it. So tonight, I'm just trying to see if there's any type of communication. Whoever you are, I've caught you a couple of times on camera. Yo, what up? Ghost Golden Guns over here. And I'm going live right now because that's why. Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? What the f***? What the f***? Who is out? Oh my god. Oh my goodness, what the f***? Hello, who is there? Oh my goodness, please stop. What the f***? Please stop, please stop. This is my house. Leave. Leave, this is my house. You're not allowed here. Leave. Oh my goodness. Hello. Oh my goodness. What the f***?
Today, what are we looking at? Well, isolated to even multiple tornadoes. Those could potentially be strong. Those gusty winds as well, up to 60 miles per hour, will be likely, and the potential for damaging hail.
The strangest thing about this is that if the cupboard doors were just swinging open, you could probably brush all this off as a bit of string. But how the hell are they slamming closed as well? Unless this guy has employed the borrowers to pull the door shut from the inside, there's no way it could be closed so aggressively. And it turns out that things in there got weirder and weirder, believing there to be some kind of malevolent presence behind the crazy cupboards. This guy decided to invest in an SOS camera. He found exactly what you'd expect when it comes to software like that. But there was another element to the video he caught that will make your hair stand on end.
Is there anyone there? Oh man, that's fucking crazy. What the fuck, man? Who's there? Leave. Leave.
The stick figure is creepy enough, but the fact that it was right in front of the cupboard and then on command, the door swung open and closed again. Albeit more gentle this time, but still a huge paranormal punch in the face. After living in fear of this phantom cupboard fanatic, the activity seemed to die down, and he became slightly more comfortable, relaxing in the front room. But one night, after he thought it was all over and done with, he felt it. That small yet overwhelmingly foreboding sense of dread began to sliver up his body, twisting through every nerve as he realized that it had never ended. He pulled out his camera, and in his desperation, he managed to catch this.
What the f?
The footage is somewhat blurred, but if you focus just a little, you can easily make out what looks like a silhouette lurking in the shadows. But what the hell, or who the hell was it? A poltergeist told me you enjoy scary videos like this, but don't subscribe just yet. We'll earn your subscription by the end of this scary compilation. Number 6. Man's best friend. When this woman moved herself and her dog out on their own, away from everyone she knew, she thought she was signing up for a life of serenity, but she was instead greeted with the brutal reminder that our canine companions are much better at spotting all things paranormal than we are. Check out this clip she caught from her garden.
That was hella weird. There's literally no way that door just opened by itself. Y'all, like, I really don't get freaked out, but that was really just... That door has a keypad lock on it. Like, and it's actually hard to get in. Dutch, where are you going? Don't leave me. There's like... What? Why did you just jump like that? Why did... Baby! Y'all, do you see her?
No, you don't physically see anything that would make you reach for your spare pants out of sheer fear, but you can just sense that something isn't right. The main contenders for this are 1. The lovely, ominous, pitch-black doorway, and the fact that the dog is barking not just at it, but into it with her head pointed upwards, because that means she was looking at something tall. Tall and ghostly do not go together well. The dog clearly doesn't want to put any paws too close to the doorway, and probably for good reason, because when she braved it and walked closer, she saw something that made her jump back. But what could she have possibly seen? A lot of commenters seem to think the original poster just had someone hiding behind the door. But think about it. You know from just one quick scroll through this woman's profile that she keeps herself to herself, and anyone she had in her house would be someone she and her dog trusted. So what could she see standing in that doorway?
Why did you just jump like that?
Number 5. Whisked away. This little girl was reaching for that much needed cup of mid-play juice, but she didn't even get time to enjoy it before she realized that playtime was only just starting. As we know, getting kids to cooperate with you well enough to make a convincing video, in general, is difficult, let alone getting them to pretend they're really scared, even the snowflakes who are already scared of their own shadow. You could say that it was one of her parents pulling a harsh prank, but think about it. She was stood directly in front of a sharp corner, and when she was dragged backwards, there was no regard for her head. If it were her parents, surely they would be more careful with how they handled her. So what was it that grabbed that poor girl? Number 4. Graveyard shift. Moving into a new place can be a big nightmare for a lot of people, especially for Carlos, because his next door neighbours are all dead, quite literally. Instead of moving into a suburban neighbourhood full of trees and white picket fences, he opted for soft worn earth and old stone monuments. If you haven't guessed it already, he lives in amongst those in their final resting place.
Mi gente, miren, miren ahí. Miren lo que acabo de captar. Miren. Ahí. ¿Vieron lo que salió de ahí? Miren. Esos son. ¡Wow! Mi gente, miren, se están comiendo. Oh, Señor. Que si me le acerco más puede ser que se vayan. Miren, se metieron para la tumba. Ahí, miren, ¿lo ven?
You guessed it. He lives in a cemetery. Naturally, this real-life horror movie title comes with a full plot, because there was always something that looked like it had crawled out of a seventh circle of hell, milling around.
Mi gente, miren, siento gente aquí. Ok. Miren, ahí hay gente dándole mantenimiento a la tumba para que ustedes vean. Yo me siento bien cuando andan limpiando esto acá. Mi amor, ¿tú crees que tú te atreverías a venir hoy a acostarnos ahí donde yo me acuesto en la noche a ver películas? Huevo, brother. Bien. Sí, esos son los que trabajan aquí. Están dándole mantenimiento. Hermano. Bien, bien, vecinos.
Like it's just another Tuesday. So, if you literally live in a cemetery and things like this start happening.
Mi gente, miren. Me encuentro en mi casa. Miren. Miren que no hay absolutamente nada. Y me encuentro como medio raro. No sé qué es lo que está pasando. Pero en verdad, no sé qué es lo que está pasando, mi gente, en mi casa hoy. Miren, señores, miren. Me siento como que no sé, como que hay algo raro en mi habitación hoy. Por favor, necesito que me ayuden hoy sí. Hoy siento esto, miren, estoy solo en mi casa. Miren, estoy solo en mi casa, papá Dios. Y siento como que se mueven todas las cosas. Oh, Dios mío, se apagó la luz.
You might as well get the place blessed. After all, it's not like you would have much to lose in that situation. Although ironically, this is precisely where it all started getting 10 times worse. Christian Blay travelled to the Dominican Republic to meet Carlos and see what magic he could work to communicate with the spirits roaming around the home. And boy, did he get way more than he bargained for.
En el nombre del Padre, del Hijo, del Espíritu Santi. Amén. ¿Y qué fue?
¿Tú viste?
Mi gente, no me he empezado el en vivo.
Whatever it was that was lingering in Carlos's house barely even let a prayer begin before letting all hell break loose. While you could argue that a lot of poltergeist activity could have been carefully crafted by the film crew, but the guy lives in a goddamn graveyard, it's safe to say there might be something a little creepy going on. After establishing that Carlos's house was teeming with activity, they all decided to go outside into the cemetery and see what awaited them there. Oh, you didn't think I meant literally waiting for them? Well, check out what they caught almost the second they put their feet to the ground.
Miren eso que está encaramado allá arriba, manito.
¿Qué es esa vaina?
¿Lo ven?
¿Qué es eso? Carlos, pero... No, Carlos, yo creo que es una gente.
¿Eh?
Tú estás relajando.
Gente.
Ven, préstame, ven, déjame enfocar eso. Pásame para acá. Tú tienes una gente, Carlos, ¿cómo va a ser?
If you think that this is a prop of some kind, you can see the legs moving slightly as the camera pans away, and after a bit more trapezing through the tombstones, they saw this.
Esto está tenebrosísimo.
Dale taqui. Vamos a compartir esto.
Vamos a compartirlo, mi gente. Todo el mundo para Facebook, compartiendo para Facebook. Ahí cuando usted le da a compartir, le sale la opción para usted compartirlo en su Facebook. Vamos a compartirlo en Facebook. Todo el mundo.
Eso es totalmente gratis.
Con eso usted no está apoyando. Imagínense.
Miren.
Mira.
¿Se gastó? Venga.
Yo lo voy acá atrás, yo no sé.
La sangre de Cristo tiene poder.
La sangre de Cristo tiene poder.
La sangre de Cristo tiene poder.
En nombre de Jesucristo, mi gente, están protegidos. Déjame decirle algo. Ven, dale para acá, pégate de mí. Que Carlos tiene un chin de valor. ¿Ustedes recuerdan que yo me clavé casi un clavo o una varilla?
So this can only be one terrifying truth out of two. Either someone or something is watching them roam around through the graveyard, and somehow both are equally as horrific as the other. The longer you watch this video, the more you realise that this living nightmare sprawls for miles, because the crew started walking across roads and the turmoil appears to stretch for miles.
Desde Moca aquí a Pantoja. Señores, pero ahorita con nosotros no venía un muchacho con nosotros.
¿Y los dos que venían con nosotros?
¿Dónde están ellos?
Ellos se mandaban para mí, ¿qué fue? Cuando yo vi que estábamos, yo y este chamaquito, dice, no, detrás de cámara, dice esto con algo, como que se iba. Pero llévala allá. Y esta, espera. Son aquellos que están allá, ven a ver. Había uno con suéter blanco. Había uno con suéter blanco, ¿verdad?
¿Dónde están ellos?
Yo lo vi como en esa esquina.
¿Aquí?
Ahí en esa esquina para allá. Yo vi un suéter blanco ahí, sí. Ahora mismo. Cuidado.
Mira.
They are then drawn to a specific tomb, and for some god-forsaken reason, They thought it would be a brilliant idea to get it open and shove a camera down there.
Pero manín, tú estás asustado, agárralo tú también. El diale. Ah, que es un sótano. Para enterrar muertos, mi gente. Miren, 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 bóveda ahí, miren. Es un sótano. ¿A los cuántos likes ustedes van para meternos ahí? Yo me tiro, si ustedes me dicen que me tire. Vamos a meternos. ¿Tú? Claro que sí, yo me tiro.
Yo me meto. ¿Y cómo te vas a salir?
Mira, mira. Mira, esos son tumbas, eso es un túnel que hay ahí con pila de tumbas. ¿Y cuándo no se mete por aquí? Ay, mira, mira, mira. Mira, mira. Mira cómo anda ahí la cacata gigante, mira. Mira la cacata gigante que hay.
No, porque la entrada...
Nos tiramos, mi gente, nos tiramos por aquí, si ustedes me dicen. Vayan compartiendo, vamos a inventar.
Probably thinking that it wouldn't make things any worse. They had a look down there, and while it got their adrenaline pumping, they didn't see anything lurking below. That might be because it was lurking nearby instead. As they all started trying to retrace some steps, they got the chilling sense that something had followed them, which is when they turned around and saw this.
Nada de lo que venga de aquí quiero yo. Vamos a ver, estos tigres inventan. A comer mango vinieron ellos al cementerio, miren, mi gente.
Ya se lo comiendo.
Se lo comiendo.
No chancean aquí.
Pero atenta coro, déjame ver cuánto yo tengo de carga. Ah, no, tengo un 26 de carga, mi gente. Entre más me gusta le den y más compartan el video, yo voy a durar más tiempo aquí. Así que denle compartan y denle me gusta. Carlos, ¿qué tú nos recomiendas?
Oye, vámonos de aquí.
Pero no se separen, no me dejen solo. Espérate. Pero tigres, ¿qué? ¿Y para dónde que van? Pero tigres se desorientan toditos. Péguense, ven, manín, ven, pégate, ven. Ven. Ay. Ven para acá, pégate para acá, ven. Pégate, ven. No se despegue, pues estos tigres.
No podemos separar. Eso nos está cayendo atrás. No podemos separar. Eso nos está cayendo atrás desde que salimos de la casa. Pero eso yo nunca lo había visto.
No nos separemos, ya, qué susto me di yo. Cuando yo me quedé solo con esta cámara, yo me di susto.
Desde que vino Cristian. Este hombre como que estaba desbocado, desde que este hombre vino, comenzó. Se siente como más el pánico.
Mira, adentro de la tumba,
¡Está loco, compadre!
¡Ay! ¡Cuidado, ahí te cae! Espérame.
And it doesn't end there. It was a 2-for-1 on light and dark at the demon store apparently.
¿Y esta luz? Espérate. Quita el foco, yo no tengo foco puesto. ¿Y esta luz? Ay, espérate. No. Mira. Por ahí una buena blanca, ¿dónde está? Mira.
Mira cómo se agacha, mira.
Mira. ¿Qué es eso?
Se ve. Mira. Ay, chulo.
No. ¡Ay! ¡Me la vaina ahí! Allá atrás. Mira, está por ahí.
No me pares.
¡Ay!
While the whole blessing thing went out the window quite early on, these guys didn't get to feel like the Scooby Gang whilst getting a hell of a lot of steps in. The spookiest thing about this clip is also the fact that it was originally a live video, meaning for the activity to be faked, it would have had to have been planned meticulously. Would they go to all that effort for a fake ghost video? Especially considering Carlos already lives in the infamous house and has existing notoriety from his creepy home videos. So what could have been following them through the seamlessly endless cemetery?
¿Qué es eso?
Se ve. Mira. Ay, chulo.
No.
Number 3. Riding shotgun. This man had absolutely no idea of the sheer horror that was merely a few centimeters from his face while riding in the car. These two friends were taking videos of each other to try and make the car journey feel a little less long and spooky, but as they turned the camera around once more, they felt a chill enter the car, and it wasn't until they watched the footage back that they realized, while their hairs simultaneously stood on end. Yeah, it could be a reflection of some kind of combination of reflections and streetlights. But why the hell did this totally normal reflection look like it had two eyes and stray pieces of lank, lifeless hair blowing in front of them? Whatever it was, it isn't anything we'd like to stumble upon whilst flickering through any car snaps. Number 2. Dinner is served. While opening up and getting everything ready for the day, this restaurant manager wanted nothing more than a slow and chill early shift. But as you probably know from watching this channel, contrary to popular deception, poltergeists do not retire when the sun comes out. They go about their days in the same way as we do, something this guy found out the hard way. A lot of commenters seem to think this could be the result of a wet table, wet objects, sagging or tilted flooring, but the original poster, who is an employee at the restaurant, swears up and down that both the objects and the table were dry, and the wet look on the table was just a gloss finish. They also said that them and the other staff went and took a meter stick to the floor later on, and there was nothing to suggest that the floor was anything but level. The stopping and starting motion of the sliding objects also eliminates that being a possibility, but the most compelling thing about this clip isn't any object moving around, it's the guy's reaction. Look at the way he slowly picks up the item and looks around like he thinks someone is pranking him. Number 1. Clean break. While hosting a chilled out games day at their church, these guys were expecting nothing but smooth sailing. The kids were happy, they were happy, and everything seemed great, until one team member called them all back to the security room, as pale as a ghost, to show them that the kids might not have been the only ones taking advantage of the activities.
John, how is it doing that? But wait, John, it's about to break on its own. It's gonna break on its own.
You have to watch it until it breaks. There has been no strike
Watch, John. Are you watching this thing? Yeah. It's not moving. No. Oh, in there. No, watch. Oh. Watch, John. Watch.
It hurts so bad.
Nobody listens to me. There's ghosts in here. Nobody listens to me.
Watch.
It's about to go crazy and break. It's still moving! It's still moving, y'all! It's still moving! It's still moving!
If it floats in the air and goes for the child, I'm gonna freak out.
Right off the bat, all of these people sound like they're being genuine. There's so many different emotions to be heard while this all goes down. The pool cue rattling around could be because of movement making the floor and pool table shake. But how the hell did it break by itself?